Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to have a look at the DAX.
Wait. Matron, take them away. Oh.
And a warm welcome to one and all. If this is your first time here, I am the big fella. That is the Scruffy Trader. And what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So if that sounds good, do take a second to hit that little subscribe button. And if you do find value, smash the like and super thanks. Genuinely keeps the channel going. So what am I looking at? Why am I doing it? Well, every morning I talk with the squad, and from next week onwards, probably be spending a bit more time with the squad. So watch out for an announcement video. But just to cut a long story short, if I say something, I always feel I should back it up. And I guess that's the difference between me and a lot of other people. They'll tell you what's going on after the event, whereas I'll tell you what I'm going to do before the event.
Isn't that logical?
A little bit more hard. Some people like it, some people don't. Currently just left every single forum I was on, and I'm only going to be looking at my own going forward.
No way.
Why? Well, too many Popeyes. And every time you post something up, you say, right, I've done well. Here you are. This is my chart. This is kind of what I was paid. The backlash I get is incredible. And I can only put it down to jealousy and stupidity.
Who'd be stupid enough to do that?
Justify, stupid.
But all it's done is, poof, that's it. I went back, I tried, because I was asked to, never again. I'm sick to death of the toxic world that we live in. So I'd rather live in a nice area, which is what my groups are, because I don't allow any of that. Anyway, almost got on a rant. But life is good in the Scruffy house. And why? Because Winky made me coffee. And we all know Scruffy likes his coffee. And he likes the charts as well. And that's what we're going to look at. So, first things first. What am I doing? Well, I had a chat with the guys in the Discord this morning, as I do every day. Now, keep half an eye running for some announcement videos, because my life is going to be changing next week. And for the better for these guys and for anybody who wishes to come along. Now, within this, as you can see there, I've done a DAX chart read. Now, I did this earlier on, so they know what I'm looking at right now. And it was driven from BlackBull Michael. Now, we all chit and chatter all the time. We do take the mickey out of each other constantly as well. And it's a great community. And that's the way I like it, because this is the only place you'll see all of my stuff. On YouTube, you'll get a snapshot and I'll try and guide you. But if you really want to see it, it's in here. Okay. Now, because I've said what I'm going to do, I always feel I have to back it up. So what is it I'm going to do? On this is a sheet that I make up that can guide me for my trades. Now, part of this is my wage maker, and the rest of it is my journal. But the wage maker, just to sort of illustrate, if you want to 10 grand a year, just like so, it'll tell you how many trades you need to take and how big your position size needs to be. Okay. So if you want 10 grand a year on 10 pips, but you only want to trade once a day, okay, we just move up to one, you need a position size of £4.7. Okay. Do that once a day, 10 pips, you'll have 10 grand at the end of the year. Now, why do I use that? Well, and what's it got to do with what I'm doing today? It guides where I am in money terms. And because I'm dealing in money, I'm not bothered about percentage of account. I'm not bothered about chasing risk rewards. I'm not bothered about any of that. It cuts all of the noise out. What it does is it focuses me. So that's my trade. That's what I have to do. This is what I'm going to get. And it's that simple, because too many times in this industry, you're told that you're going to be a millionaire off a couple £100. You are not. Trust me, you're not. And maybe that's why I get a backlash, because I tell you the truth, you know. And I do show statements and things like that. I don't really need to do that anymore, because I think I've done it enough. And why should I put my financial affairs out into a public forum? Because again, I get backlashes from it, and I think it's a bit unfair. So there you go. I've had a royal week. I've had a royal few years, to be honest, ever since I started this. Just from a sort of personal point of view at this point, I don't think Joe Public understands the amount of stress and hassle it takes to run a decent sort of YouTube channel or put yourself in the public eye. The world is not a nice place. It genuinely isn't, and it's getting worse. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I don't connect with the younger generation. But quite frankly, I don't want to. Not if this is the way it is. I do find it quite upsetting. Anyway, the charts are not upsetting because it's just me in the chart. And one of the reasons I was bringing up this little rant, if you like, is sometimes you've got to cut the noise out, because that can affect what's going on with your chart, your emotional state of mind, shall we say. So cut all the negativity out. And if you can cut the negativity out, whatever's left has to be good. That's my theory. And that's what this sheet is. Because if I take it back to the strength, if I filter out the good and bad trades, whatever is left has to be a good trade. That's the principle. So we're looking at a B trade, sell DAX. So let us get into the nitty gritty here. Okay. Now, if I take this out to a 4 hour and I strip off this, we can see it's breaching a level. So this is pretty much time to go. Okay. There'll be an order going in anytime now, to be honest, because it is breaking through this level. And that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. And targeting wise, well, we target down into here, which is the base of this BIP, then that will, well, it'll produce some decent money, to be honest. Now, I had good money out of this yesterday. Here. There it is there. And from there, I don't really need to do anything for the rest of this week. So I'm going to be reasonably conservative. And what we'll do, in fact, I'm going to drop an order in now. I just want to check something. So my status is weight. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Going to drop an order in onto this. And what I'm looking for is the retracement of this move. Now we've got a big old gap here. All right. Because in history, there was a big gap between support and resistance, and I needed to work it out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip all this off. Take all the drawings off. I'm going to take it down to an hour. And I'm only going to concentrate on this section, because this is all I need. Now, if I pull a fib onto this, and I can see that entire move to there, Now this is where it ended, and it tried to come back, and then it pushed up, and now it's coming back again. Now there is reason why I'm drawing it there and not here. Okay, but that section to me is locked in stone. So I now have a target point, which is the base of here, which is this dotted line. Okay, just there, like that. And then from there, if it breaches that, I've got clear points of attraction moving down. Very, very simple. And then all I have to do is wait for the right moment. Now, at this moment in time, that is exactly what I'm doing. Because it's had a surge, I want to see that just move up ever so slightly. Just to let it relax, shall we say, and get a better price. And then once I've got a better price, I can start staging down. Now, this might take it, I don't know, looking at it, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. So what I'll do, I'll switch the camera off, and then when I'm ready to come into market, I'll switch it back on, and we'll go from there. Now, I do have a meeting at 11 o'clock, so if I'm not triggered in by 11, I may have to come back to you after lunch, because I need the camera for a meeting, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys, just being pinged in, and we're now gonna run this down. Okay, so if I go back out to the 1 hour, so what we can see, the makeup, I'm going to leave the fib as my lines, my structure points, and I'm going to do an initial target into here. Now, I don't need to go gung-ho with this. I genuinely don't. Drop the clanger there. Just drop this down. Let's stick a couple of targets into this. There we go. So down to here is quite a decent move. Okay, so I don't need to go that far really. So if I wanted a couple £100, I only really need to go to there. Okay, so this is why my wage maker came important, because it helps me target effectively. Because one of the dangers with sort of trading in senses, trying to swing for the fences too much. And why? Because you haven't got a goal in the first place. You haven't got your goal. You don't really know what you're targeted against. You're just going, oh, well, I'm going from here to here and I'm going to make a fortune. No, you're not. What you're going to do is you're going to try and go from here to here, and the market's going to go, I ain't going that far. You know, got to be conservative. So what you do is you measure things out, and that's what I do systematically. Am I systematic?
Yeah, very.
Do I follow rules?
Yeah. But now and again you do break them.
Well, it's only in the house, because I'm not allowed in the kitchen, but sometimes I sneak in and sort of make a mess, and then I pay for it. It's a bit like the charts. You sneak into the charts and you make a mess, you definitely pay for it. The only thing is, I'd rather make a mess on the charts. It would cost me cheaper than it is messing with her. Trust me. All right?
I'm not expecting.
Fuck off.
Where? I'm not.
Yeah, of course you're not. Right, I'll let the camera run. We'll see if we can get a quick bit of money out of it. And then after that, I'll have to go into a meeting. So if I disappear off, don't panic. I'll come back when it's finished. there we go, guys. I've just taken off a little bit of money. There you are. And I've pulled it into what is effectively risk-free. Can't lose at this point. And I've dragged the target down. Well, I've just put it down here out the way. I'm just going to let it run. And I'll trail the stop kind of behind an hour's candle. And if it stops me out, well, I get stopped out. And if it doesn't, well, it doesn't matter because I've been paid reasonably well up to now. And it is the only thing I've got left running. So happy days. I do have to go in a meeting now. So what I'll do is I'll come back to this when I'm finished. And we'll see whether it's stopped out or whether it's kept going. And give you a little pep talk about what I did. Catch you in a bit. Okay, guys, it's 3:10. I've had a strange day today, to be honest. It's been quite bitty, but that's the beauty of the way that I trade, in the sense that I didn't have to sit on it that much because I was risk free. It got me into a trade, brilliant. If it didn't, don't matter, because I was paid. Now, what I'm seeing here is a little bit of a stumbling block on the 5-minute chart, which it's stumbling here, and it has done before. And I'm watching this now. I've took the bulk out. I can do a number of things. I can start just pulling the stop behind this, but looking at it, well, it has a chance to be coming up, and it's going to trigger the stop, possibly. So I'm kind of left in a bit of a quandary as to what to do. Part of me thinks, right, okay, well, we'll just ride it out. And there's another part of me just thinks, no, we'll take it out. So what I'm doing is I'm watching this. If that goes below 40 quid, I'm going to pull this out. If it keeps on trucking, well, great, I'll just follow the stop. But that's kind of the benchmark I'm looking at this moment in time. See, it's ticking down a little bit now. So what I'll do is I'll move the stop to the top of the candle, which will give me a little bit of leeway to work with. Okay. So let me just adjust something. See, it's coming up now. It's humming and hawing. It is tough. Anyway, what I've done essentially, just to sort of go through this while this is deciding to close off, I started here on this section. And the premise is that, so this is what I was working with a fib. Now, I was working into the 23 because we were coming from key points that I was interested in. Okay. And then from there, right, that's moving back to 40 quid. So I'm going to kill this out. Okay. Boom. Gone. Right. So I had a target line. It came down. It's hit it. And I was seeing if there was any runners to go with it. But also at the start of this, I said I was going to be conservative because I wanted to be conservative. And the reason being is I've already been paid and I don't want to give it back. Common sense. So I was just looking for key structure points, which is these. Now, over the course of the next day or so, it may well get down to here. It may do it tonight. But the market starts slowing down. And certainly now, and I've been paid, so why bother? If I push this out to a 4 hour, we can see exactly how much this is, okay? And you can see how bad this drop has a potential to go, and it'll do quite well. You know, just let it run. But do we want to? No, because I've already been paid. I was day trading. If I was going to swing trade this, then I'd just put a little position on it and just let it run down to there. Very, very simple. So that's it, guys. It's been like I say, it's been an odd day today. Trying to keep on top of things is quite difficult at the best of times, but it's what we do. And I'm going to try and spend a bit more time with the squad from next week and do a little bit more on the education side, because as much as I'm not a teacher, I seem to be going down that road a little bit, and I don't mind giving my time if I can see the benefit in somebody that appreciates it. Genuinely can't. So that's kind of some of the things I need to be working on, because what you see in this channel is real life. It's never scripted. It's just me at the desk working the charts as I do as my job, and hopefully inspiring you into your own job. That's the general gist of it. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.